Kikosho! I did it!
Alright, welcome in everybody. What you're looking at here is, one of the new mechanics in the game. The new set is dropped, and this is quests. So what you're seeing in the background is some quest action. I've made 3 quest decks to go with Kikosho, hence the name of the video. And we are going to look at what quest is for green and some Kikosho builds around it. So enjoy the video, guys. Have a good one. So the new mechanic is called Quest. So as you can see, Quest. And what Quest means is you'll level up when you fulfill the required condition. Conditions range from damaging an opponent or damaging enemy hero, damaging enemy units 3 damage, enemy unit dies, unit gains HP. It all kind of just depends on the stipulations. So you can build almost every hero art works with it. Actually, pretty much every hero art works with it to a certain extent. And you could just build, like, each color has different types of, like, 1 or 2 different or 2 or 3 different ways of leveling up. So you can build a multitude of decks. Green quest units have either enemy unit dies as a quest, or unit gains HP as a quest, or other unit on field levels up. So those are the 3 ways that in green you can do it. So I kind of went with it, and you guys all know I love to play Kikosho. It's one of my favorite arts in the game. So what I did was I looked at the life units and the death units and the level up units, and I kind of came up with 3 different decks for you guys. Basically, life and death ReQuest is the first one, where I combine the life units with the death units to make a little more versatile deck. Then I got which was this one we were looking at. Then I got a little more specialized, and I did what was called life ReQuest. So it's based off units that level up through life gain, or HP gain. So there's that, and then the last one I called death end ReQuest, but you can't put the full name in there. But it's based off units that level up from other enemy units dying on the field. So there's the 2 builds, or there's the 3 builds. We're going to go into each one individually. And then I'm going to show you a quick game from each one. And then that's green quest, or as I'm going to call this video, ReQuest Kikosho. Or Kikosho ReQuest, either one. Next week I'll then be looking into another color. So let's move on. So this first deck is the one I took from basically A5 to all the way to Champions. I call it Life and Death ReQuest, but again, you can't fit all of that in there. But Life and Death ReQuest is a combination of basically the quest units that level off people dying and the quest units that level off getting some HP. So we kind of combine the 2 to make a super versatile deck to kind of counter all the meta the best we could with green and just using quest units or mostly new units. So we got the basic wall jump. We run at 3. It gives a shield to a unit. We run 2 disarms to inflict seal on enemy unit. 7 soaring spirits to gain HP when they hit the field. That's basically for the HP gain units, but it also helps those death units because they have a little bit lower HP. Phantom Beast Slayer, because you are playing some higher level units, so it's something you can basically pop in front of somebody and hit them really, really hard, and get that one too. And which also helps something like Valvolve, like down there, he'll benefit from it. Gar benefits from it. Celine benefits from it. And pretty much every unit in this deck can benefit from it. Flying Orange Figure, it gains field-wide friendly 2 HP and gives them anti-air, which is really good now in this meta. Actually, in general now, because of the flying units like the 5 MP Rathlas, things like that, it's nice to block them off. We run 3 Pekko. He's a new unit, and when played, he distributes 3 HP among all other friendly units. So it's random, so you might not necessarily get it where you want it, but it does give 3 HP, which is very nice. And his quest is another friendly unit levels up, and he would gain 2/2, so he becomes a 3/5 if another unit levels up. So you drop him, you proc somebody's ability, and then bam, you level up from there. 1 Stimulating Supper gives a unit death plus 2 MP and makes it a 2/2. That's really good to help proc abilities from Celine, or level ups from Celine and Gar. We run 2 Mia for the Ascend one, and the MP boost is really nice, but she distributes 10 points of life between units on the field and your hero, so it's really nice to do level ups and such. 2 Powerful. She, when played, gives 1 random friendly unit with quest +1/+1, so she gives you HP, she gives you attack, it helps both styles of play. Really good in my opinion, very good for common. I run 2 Frederica's in this deck. Ascend, she gives all enemy units take 5 damage after 13 seconds. That's really nice to pop a unit, especially something like the new legendary black unit where it's got 10 HP, things like that, just to chip it off after 13 seconds. You could basically, they either have to get rid of the unit or it gets popped, and it basically helps Celine's and Gar's abilities. So Celine, she's a human and monster, and her quest is an enemy unit dies, so this is the death part. She explores for Grand Press. Grand Press is a 5 MP card, but it deals damage to 1 enemy unit equal to half of your hero's life, rounded down. If a unit is destroyed by this, reset all enemy unit attack gouges. So basically you can hit a huge HP unit, which will then activate some other death effects, and it also slows down the enemy at the same time. And in level 3 she becomes Luna, which is my favorite card this set. She has agility and shield, and her quest is the enemy hero takes damage, and every level up she does 3 split damage among enemy units. So, and the lore behind this is they're the same character, just at different points in the story. So, my favorite combo of units in the game, let's go. I want to run Ramen for the road, just in case, you know, you run into a black that's just constantly destroying, you could cycle units back into the deck. 2 Gar, and his quest is an enemy unit dies, but he also has anti-air, which is really nice. Level 2 he gets 1/3, so he becomes a 3/10, and at level 3 he gets Inferno, and you take 3 MP off of it, so it becomes a 3 MP cost. That deals 4 damage to the board, or to the enemy board, and then take 1 damage every 5 seconds for a max of 4 times. So you could basically take 8 life or 8 HP off of unit with that card. Really helps it proc some more abilities. Elite Rider Shakuna is a new legendary green unit, and she has flight, and her quest is a friendly unit levels up. You give 2 HP to all other friendly units, which could then in turn proc more HP abilities, which procs her next thing, and it just comes a cycle. She gets 1 attack and becomes an MP boost 30. So she becomes a 2/7 with MP boost, and level 4 deal 1 damage to a random enemy unit equal to the number of times friendly units is leveled up, and so you can get it up to 10. It does a 10 shot to an enemy unit. It's really, really good. The other new legendary is the Hero's Charge. Activate the following effects depending on the number of times friendly units have leveled up. 3 or more gives all units shield. 5 or more gives +1/+2, and 7 or more gives them flight. So if you got 7, which is pretty easy in this deck, they'll get shield, +1/+2, and flight, which makes it almost a game ender. Volov is another unit. He has combo, and his quest is his HP increases. He gives +1 attack to all their friendly units, and he's in a built-in evasive action. He turns a random enemy unit into a 1/1. So then he would you could proc Gar's abilities, Celine's abilities, it works. And the other one is the new legendary Noble Thief Ray. Took me a little bit to get used to him because of his secondary card, but he has agility, and when you place him on the field, he takes 1 random action card from the opponent's deck, and you get it in your EX pocket. You want to drop him right about your hero's going to get damaged, and you want to empty board because then you'll get Mindless Beast Were Tiger, where he has agility, and on attacking he gets +1 attack. But on victory, he moves in front of a random unit, and that includes your own units. So if you have units on the board and you wipe your enemy's units, he's just going to keep popping yours. So what you need to do is do it on an empty board and just let him roll, use Kikosho to keep him alive, and the opponent has no choice but to either seal him, destroy him, or just let their units get mindlessly blown up. So that's this deck. Let's go take a look at some gameplay for it. I'm just going to show one game with it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this game is against the new Hearttake X, which is the new shield card, things like that. Very annoying deck to play against, but this game perfectly demonstrates both versions of this deck. So you have to be patient with this deck. You don't have a lot of MP charge, so you gotta make it count. So right off the bat, I'm like, bam, let's get my guy some HP as soon as he hits the field. Perfect. But this guy is just gonna start spamming actions because he doesn't have what he wants. And before I can do anything else, he seals. I could have used my anti-air card, but I decided not to use my orange thing, and he's just going to start building up. And now at this point, I would just want to keep Valve to keep hitting damage on that feline and hope that he can proc Celine's ability. And he gets one level up. And so I decided I'm going to seal now, because why not? So then I want to use Tundra, and look how it resets those attack bars. I get Celine going off, and these felines are just going to go in tandem together. I don't know why he didn't use Heart Tank here, but I know one's about to die, so I am going to protect Celine. And watch Gar level up to maximum because 2 units died. And now we start chipping ourselves back into this game with the death effects. And here's where I have the 7 level ups, but he happens to pull an anti-air, so it kind of breaks with my strategy. But we're just going to chip now. And he has a seal on Celine, which is fine. Or not Celine at this point, she's Luna now, so. And now's the perfect time for me to use Tornado or whatever it is, and I did some good damage there. And as you can see, the chipping on the Felicia down on the bottom. So if I can, I don't know why he didn't put that on Felicia, but if I get another Gar out before, he'll proc again. As you can see, he leveled up, and that's game because of the level up. So that's the Life and Death deck. Let's go take a look at just the life build. Okay, so let's take a look here. This is the Life ReQuest build. It's based on all units that level up by gaining life. So again, we have the 3 wall jump. It's almost the same action shell to disarm. 1/7 soaring, 1 phantom beast, 2 flying orange figure, and this is where things change a little bit. When something smells is really good because he has shield, and then he has to be the target of opponent's actions, so he really protects your other units while you level them up. Bunyan, his quest is this unit HP increases, again the life gain. Level 1 he gains 1 attack, level 2 he gains +1/+1, so he becomes, at level 3 he becomes a 3/9. So that's really good on the field, plus the HP he's already gaining, he kind of becomes a wall, and then if you can put flying orange, you get the anti-air with him, and he just chip shots. I run 2 Pekko here for the life distribution and his level up, 1 stimulating supper. I run 2 Glorias. I've been asked why I run Gloria. She's a great MP battery. Yes, her boost is only +20, but on death she gains 1 MP, so you just get that extra ascent. Like if you ascend over the top of her with Mia, you're getting basically Mia for 3. So that was the point why I was running her. I run 3 Mias in this one just because of that 10 HP, and the MP boost is really, really nice. 1 Ramen for the road, again to cycle back through. Eastern Light Ieyasu I run because of his secondary ability where he distributes HP amongst the board, which is really, really nice. I run 2 Rocky, which is a new unit. He's also a rare, so he's not that hard to get. His quest is his HP increases, he will gain shield, and on level 3 he'll do 1 damage to one enemy unit equal to his HP. I've hit it as high as 9, so he's a 9 shot on somebody. Elite Rider Shakuna, she goes really well in anything that works on friendly units leveling up. She'd go well with growth as well. So, because that's her quest is a level up, it doesn't say a quest unit, it says level up, so it works well with growth. But she's just really, really good, so I'm using her. Again, the hero's charge, because we're trying to level up as much as can. Another 2 evolve again because of his HP, and again, Noble Thief Ray. I feel he's like either a game starter or a game ender. So there we go. There's this one, that's the life request video deck. Let's go take a look at a game. Okay, so this game is against a deck that's hounded people forever, which is Despair, Wail, and Perish. So we open with a really good hand here because I have Rooster Boy and I have 2 MP batteries and a way to gain HP. 2 ways to gain HP, so it's a perfect opening. So I kind of bait this out because like if she destroys it, I get 1 MP back, that's all good. So I put Rooster Boy down and then I immediately send over, and I pulled when something smells, so now he's the target of a lot of things to protect myself. I get the 9 HP proc to destroy the Pekko, or what's his name in front of me, and we're going. And she destroys a little early because that's going to proc Bunyan. And I use the board again so that I can proc Rooster. When I drop him, I use 7 Soarings, and as you can see, I now have a 4/6 Rooster on the board with 2 shields, and a Bunyan that's a 3/17. He has no choice but to take out that Bunyan. And we're just watching Rooster chip. And I'm not playing a card yet because I don't want his ability to proc. And I used it there. He didn't actually gain any HP, so it went all to Mia. So I got lucky, his ability didn't proc there. And I'm just waiting at this point. And that's what I was waiting for, something like that Hunter to show up, and I proc him. He got 1 HP off of that Mia, so he goes to a 7. And we basically take the board. I'm going to seal. But he gets out of it, so I'm going to just start chaining with him to get the shields out to cycle my hand, because I know a destroy is coming. And I want my hand to be pretty good, ready to go. And I'm ready to go face anything at this point. So I Kikosho up, but he used the full field wide destroy with 5 or more, it goes back to the hand. And I just drop, and I'm not going to use any actions here because I don't want him to proc an ability, because if I would have used an action there, he would have been able to field wipe again. So that's that. That's the life deck. Let's move on to the death version. Okay, so here is the death version. Again, it's a very, very similar shell. Very similar actions. 3 wall jump, 2 disarm, 1 phantom beast, 2 flying orange for HP because your units do die a little bit faster. I run 2 of the new shield card. Give your hero shield ×3. Give all friendly units cannot block enemy unit for 13 seconds. So this blocks you if you use it at the right time. It can block. Your units can survive 2 attacks because it'll go right through and hit your hero instead. So I run that at 2. That's 6 hero shields. Plus you can protect something like Celine if you use it at the right time. She wouldn't have to take any damage from an attack. She would still do damage on attacking or take it on attacking, but you know what I'm saying. It helps you keep lesser HP units alive a little bit longer so that they can level up. When something smells, 2 Pekko, 1 stimulating supper. This is where I bring in a new unit, Curious Cat Feline. He's an old legendary and he gives a human +1 attack and shield when he's played. And after taking damage, he gets boost 20. Two Gloria again. I run 2 Mia this time for the HP gain and the battery. 3 Celine, we already talked about her with Grand Press and Luna. 1 Advanced Artifact X. I run him for his victory ability on this one. The HP is nice, but I run it for his victory ability. I run 3 Gar in this one, and because he's a good beater in this deck. So the +1/+3 and Inferno. Elite Rider Shakuna again in any legendary growth or in any growth deck. I think growth or quest deck. I think she's perfect. Heroes Charge again. I run Trinity because there's so many different types of units in this one, or so many different tribes. It's a good pop off to be a game ender, and again, Noble Thief Ray is another game ender. So that's this one. Let's take a look, and let's go take a look at a gameplay. Okay. Here we are against a Blackout, which is still a good deck and a good player, as you can see by their tag. So we opened pretty good here, but let's see what happens with them. So I'm just waiting now to see what they place and where and how I'm going to react to it. And of course they drop a legendary Ryu and another card, so he becomes badass dragon mode, Ascension Dragon. And so I'm going to put my X out here. I could have put like Luna out or something. But I put her second because I want to exchange with X, but he goes ahead and uses a card, which gives me a chance. If he doesn't have a negate, I'm able to exchange. More than exchange, I'm able to steal a power. And I used shield a little too early here. I should have waited till right before X was about to hit, just in case they were trying to go with that. But instead of removing Luna, she removes the Gar right away, which is fine. Because now I have instead of removing Celine, they remove Celine, they remove Gar, and so then I ended up getting a Luna out of it to massive level up. And we're just going to start chipping and just going. I'm just going to steal, and hopefully I can block, and I do. And then I can use Tundra. And there you go. So that's the Death Kit deck. So this is the Death deck, and so it's really cool. Quest is really cool. So yeah, overall Quest is really, really cool. I really enjoy Quest. It's a great new mechanic into the game. I just think it makes the game more unit-based again, and that's when the game is at its best. So those were the 3 decks I came up with for Kikosho based off Quest, the Life and Death, the Life Request, and Death End Request. So yeah, have fun with them, enjoy this new mechanic. It's really fun. Next week we're going to be looking into some purple ones. I have played with it a little bit, and so yeah, I'm probably going to make some Ada decks off of it because I do enjoy playing Ada more than I enjoy playing the other purple heroes. So yeah, Quest is amazing, this new pack is amazing, this new set is amazing. Let's all enjoy it and let's have a good time, shall we? And I'll catch you guys later.